Paul Pelosi, Nancy Pelosi's husband, has been violently assaulted in a home break-in. They're saying that he was attacked with a hammer. He's been hospitalized, and the Associated Press is reporting that he is expected to fully recover. So let's do a bias test. Let's do a bias test. Let's see how biased you are. On 3, I want you to say your first response to this situation, and let's see if it matches up with what I'm going to say. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. I hope that he recovers well. Wow, that's horrific. That's messed up that an elderly person was attacked with a hammer. Did your response line up? I'll try another one. Prayers up for a speedy recovery. I understand not everybody is spiritual, so, prayers up for a speedy recovery. Man, that is messed up. If your response was anything other than that, I say you're biased or you're trying to be edgy. This channel is about refinding our humanity and detoxing and detaching from the things that first world countries put into the minds of their citizens. One of the craziest things that I personally have noticed is they have got you and I tuning into news stations that are largely owned by the same people, that are making you feel like you're at war with your fellow countrymen and women. How in the world does that make sense? So many people are so desensitized and brainwashed by the two-party system that they genuinely celebrate things like this. So many people have gotten so lost in the distractions that this place provides us that when they see something like this, they are completely out of touch with their basic humanity. If you are celebrating an 80-year-old man being attacked with a hammer, there is something wrong with you in my eyes, Democrat or Republican. And we will address this. Both sides justify doing some of the most inhumane and saying some of the most inhumane things to each other. That is why over here, we are middle of the road. We vote on the issues, and we definitely, just like Brother Malcolm said, we definitely don't subscribe to a two-party system that demands you to be at war with your countrymen. We're not rocking with that at all. You see what I'm saying? And anybody who thinks that's normal, you need to check your bias. They got you. They got you if you think that. Here we go. Republicans always claim that Dems are soft on crime, yet it's Republicans that are violent. I shy away from blanket statements because I feel like the truth is often found in the gray area, in the middle. Look at him trying to shut us down. The truth is often found in that gray area. I will say this. When Trump was president, a lot of people were approaching me on some violent stuff. And I saw the right celebrate attacking people, being violent. They stormed the Capitol and people are still like calling it normal. But I'll also say this. I've seen a bunch of people on the left, once they feel like they have a cause or a struggle, because a lot of times it's the people who don't actually have struggles that are like trying to go 150% and like attacking all these other, it's a lot of times it's people who don't have a struggle, who've picked up a struggle and are trying to go like twice as hard. But I've seen a lot of Democrats, when they feel they're right, justify wishing horrible things on people. I'm trying not to get like censored. I've seen both sides justify being inhuman. There sure are a lot of comedians tweeting about a man's violent attack in his own home. Guess they're glad it didn't happen to their family member. This is American Twitter. So proud? It's a fact, man. People talk about make America great again. My question is, number one, for Black people, when has America really been great? Like, we were kidnapped here, enslaved, abused, cannibalized. You're going to hear me revisit this topic because this is a Black platform. We keeping it real. I feel like Black history is American history, and it's some of the most honest there is. Somewhere along the lines, being ignorant became something that is to be championed in American society. And I reject that wholeheartedly. People want to talk about make America great again. I think that now is the first time we even have a chance to do that. But we're not going to get there by championing being evil to each other. And I'm not gonna lie, Trump took MAGA and I'm not even gonna say make America great again because it makes me cringe because I know how many evil people who call themselves Christians, by the way, are running around dissing. Why isn't Nancy and her husband protected by the Secret Service? Never mind. I am a conservative Republican, and I certainly wish Paul Pelosi well in a speedy recovery. This is tragic, and this is tragic that this can happen. Somebody who's not out of touch with their humanity. I don't care what side people are on. I'm on the side of humanity, man. Those insider trading stock gains come at a cost, huh? Ha 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 ha. Everybody got jokes. But God forbid, let it be a grandparent that this happened to. Y'all be sitting up here crying. This is what I mean. Now, look, a lot of people on social media are like teenagers, but I'll be honest, it's the 40 and up crowd acting the most childish. We really on our own out here. We're not going to stay too long on this because I don't want this toxicity in my mind. Every single Republican who's threatened the speaker and other Democrats needs to go to prison. I mean, to me, it's ridiculous that me sitting on this couch right now, there are people who have never met me. There are people who don't care about, on all sides, the people that represent us don't even know who we are. Like I'm a gamer. When was the last time somebody logged on to Call of Duty for tournament time on the weekends? I'm not seeing that happen. You see what I'm saying? Like, these people don't really represent us. And it's crazy to me that these talking heads are able to get on these TV screens and spew all this hate unchecked. And we just call that American. We just call that the way things are supposed to go. That's crazy to me. He'll spend a total of 2 days in jail and get 30 days probation. I mean, shoot, it depends on if he has the how do I say this? It depends. You know what I mean? If he has on the I'm not even gonna say that, but it depends. 82 years old, horrific. I just heard they used a hammer. Where did you hear that? Heard, same news. Just saw it. They said he used a hammer. Man, this channel really is to try to at least encourage those of y'all with brains in y'all head to just find your humanity again. I know on social media, everybody's got jokes. I know on YouTube, everybody's got jokes. I know everybody wants to be edgy, but like, shoot, I worry about sending I worry about sending the next generation out into a society that has no idea what right and wrong is. And it's not because of you and I. This is encouraged. This kind of behavior is encouraged by our political leaders, quote unquote, by these talking heads. What was Alito saying? Maybe he should worry about which side is the real threat. Maybe stop assuming it was political. Looks like the right found their new Kyle Rittenhouse. People are just trying to go for, outrage points. We're not even going to get into Rittenhouse right now. The timing, that's just creative. Dude really took one for the team there. Oh, are they saying it was like a a ploy. No Secret Service detail. Yeah, apparently they don't get it. I haven't seen anybody that actually represents me in Congress since I've been alive. I've seen people who sometimes have some issues that I may align with, but that actually represents me, us, like non-hateful, middle of the road, tech savvy Americans who we do enjoy the occasional joke. We do enjoy, tongue-in-cheek humor, but we're not out of touch with our humanity. I haven't seen. I don't know. Did they defund the police? Inside job. That's an interesting. They think that they staged it. Well, here's another point too. I sit around sometimes and I go, which one of us has ever really verified that any of these stories are real? Which one of us has like checked in with any of the entertainers or political pundits or anybody who we read these stories about? It's crazy how much of us accept what we're told. So I have to check myself too. I'm not going to completely erase the idea that it could be, who knows? It's news telling us, but we're not verifying with these people. But I will say, if I hear about an elderly man getting attacked with a hammer, I am very, very happy that I'm not so caught up in all this stuff they force feed us that I'm out of touch with my humanity and empathy. We'll read a couple more. Did that kind of fly in the face of what I just said? That's really terrible. I hope he makes a full recovery. You get a like for that. Political theater. It could be. Great how the general consensus blames Republicans right away and doesn't consider how the city has been handling crime over the past few years, which resulted in the recall of the city's DA back in June. Now, that is an interesting point. But I would be interested to find out more about the person who did this and what their motives were, for sure. Let me guess, it was Antifa. Glad they caught the person. I heard the perpetrator yell, "This is MAGA country," right after he struck the first blow. What's crazy is I don't think that's been reported, but that kind of behavior has been normalized. And once again, we'll be the only ones to denounce hate, bullying, random attacks and violence on all sides of the political spectrum. So prayers up. I have no issue saying prayers up for anybody who is in a situation like this. I'm very glad that my empathy ain't broken. And to those of you watching out there, if you feel like when you see something like this, like for real, just on a mental health side, if your first response is not empathy, you might need to talk to somebody, man. I don't know. You might need to talk to somebody. Therapy can be a thing. I think that if you sit here and soak up what these phones give us, you will slowly become a sociopath. So prayers up for them and prayers up for anybody who is lacking empathy, for sure. What we got next?